All right, we're going to be doing a project about notans. What is notan? Have you heard of that word before? A notan is a principle meaning light and dark. And you see a yin-yang here, which is symbolic of being completely balanced with the light and the dark. There is beauty in that balance of the light and the dark shadows. And this idea was transformed into a project called a notan design. It's using a black square, and here you can see an example of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be using positive and negative space, that light and that dark, but what is positive and negative space? I mean, is it outer space? I mean, what is it? Well, space is kind of like a fish. It's swimming around, and that water all around it, he's just not really aware of it. He doesn't pay attention to it. But it's very important, just as space is very important in art. In this picture, what's the positive space? It's the donut. So everything around it and inside of it, the background, is the negative space. It's a little bit easier if we do it this way. If I drew something over in the left, what is that anyway? I drew some lines. What does it look like? If you said keys, you're right. So here is a set of keys. But when I colored the negative space around it, all of a sudden I can see the keys really well. And I can see the shape of the background. The background is so important. In fact, when you draw your positive space, you're actually drawing your negative space. A lot of people, because they don't pay attention, like if they usually leave it blank or they have too much negative space. So I want you in this design to be really focusing on the positive and the negative. This idea of having positive space and that balance came from Japan, and that influenced their artwork. Just as you want to be balanced in your body, in your mind, in your soul, you should be balanced in your artwork as well. These are Japanese woodblocks from Okusai, and these are woodblocks, so you see every color was carved out of wood and inked up on a plate. As they made these prints, they paid close attention to the balance. So if there's this huge wave on the left side, how are they balancing it on the right so it doesn't feel like it's lopsided and heavy? Well, you can see that they added some gray and a mountain on the right side to try to balance that wave out. And here's another example of a balanced woodblock print. Even in their calligraphy, which is an art form, that kanji character uses a balance of white and black. And because a strong notan design helps all artwork succeed, you see photographs, drawings, sculptures, architecture, they all use this idea of balance. So you can see the balance in these types of art, the darks and the lights. Even some painters will even make a black and white painting before they get started, just to make sure that it's balanced. Can you tell what that is? Yeah, it's a water scene in a forest, and you can see balanced shapes, organic shapes. There's some more organic shapes of a flower. So when we're done with this project, we're going to be focusing on how our craftsmanship is and how we do our design. So how well we cut and glue, and how well we make an even positive and negative space in our design. Here, let's look at some examples of some student work. Now this one here is really kind of, there's a lot of blank areas. You see all the black in the middle? Do you think it looks balanced? Not really. It needs a little bit more balance to make it fully a notan. Now this one's really balanced. And you can see all the different ideas using geometric shapes and organic shapes. Organic are curved from nature, and geometrics are really sharp shapes. Here's a bunch of organic shapes. That even looks like a person. There's some more organic leaves. These ones are abstract. That one's very detailed. Here are some examples of different students' work that I hung up on a wall. And you can kind of see what they look like with different shapes being used. I hope you were inspired as you looked at these different designs and got some ideas for how maybe you want to do it. In our next video, we're going to talking about what you can do and what you cannot do, and step by step how to do a notan. All right, join us there. Thank you.